No, girl, I'm gonna say it again, girl. I'm gonna say it again. I'm over this bitch. 2016, girl. I'm over this hoe. I just feel like she's been taking up too much time. She's been taking up too much time, girl. She's trying to hold on to this crown, and it's time for her to just get up off the throne and pass it over to that bitch, girl. Pass it over to that bitch we call 2017. So, no, girl, I've been so frustrated. Like, where do I begin with this hoe? Now, right off the bat, first off, I already said it. I'm over it. I don't too care about it. About this year, whatever happened, happened. You know, let's move it along. Let's hurry it up. Now, you know, I've been hearing a couple people say 2016 is bad, rah, because of this, that, rah. And I'm like, usually when people say that to me, it's because, you know, they haven't accomplished the things they want to accomplish, and, you know, the changes they want to see, they haven't seen it yet. But I'm like, isn't that what a new year is for? You know, you switch up your tactics and you make sure those changes come running up on you, girl. It just, common sense. All of a sudden, we're all over the place. We're thinking, you know, we're thinking it's bad because of this and that. And, you know, I'm thinking, oh, what could be the issue? And then you hear people start talking about the rise in celebrity death. And I'm like, celebrity been dying from way back, girl. Where's Whitney? Where's Michael, girl? Let's just ask them, girl. Did he die this year? And then you hear about terrorist attack, girl. I'm like, really and truly, terrorist attack been happening from way back, and it's disheartening. But at the same time, what's even worse is that you don't really hear about it unless it's some type of major catastrophe that people feel the need to shine a media on, you know, big time. And it's like so many things have happened throughout the years that I'm sure people swept under the rug, and it's probably a lot bigger than, you know, everything that's gone down. But at the end of the day, sometimes even the word terrorist, girl, sometimes that's too much for me, because sometimes it's just some demented individuals that just want their moment in the spotlight, girl. So sometimes it's so sad. It's like what happened out in Orlando this year. It's like, I'm talking about celebrity, you know, shout out to Mr. George Michael, girl, because a legend is a legend. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, what's going on, girl? And then they talk about laws change, and I'm like, laws change all day, every day. Like, ask Obama how much changed during the 8 years he was in power, girl. It changes regardless, girl. It's going to change regardless. And for me to say it's bad, it's strange, because at the end of the day, it must have changed because somebody felt it was good. Feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, what could have made this year so bad? Like, why are people still going on about this year, girl? Let's just give her, how many days is left of her, girl? I don't even know. Let's just give her a couple hours of fame, girl, and slid her along, because she's nearly done. I'm like, why is this bird still going? Like, why is she still going? Isn't she done? It dawned on me that I'm still in 2016, and I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, my homegirl hit me up over there, and she's like, you know, this year's been so bad and blah, blah, blah. Let me just tell you what she said. Yeah, she started mentioning things like, you know, all the disasters in France, girl. Brussels, Berlin, etc., etc., etc. And clearly my knowledge is not up to date, because I don't know what Aleppo is. But then she mentioned things like Brexit, you know, and Brexit to me, Brexit is what it is, girl. At the end of the day, you had your chance to vote. Whether or not you voted is up to you, but at the end of the day, once again, girl, it must have passed because somebody felt it was good. So how am I, you know, who am I to say it's bad, girl? We just have to wait and see. Then she talks about the civilians in Syria who got killed. And really, you see, that's another thing people are focused on. They're focused on this year, but girl, haven't people in Syria been dying for way back? And once again, it's sad, but at the end of the day, we're all victims. We're all victims of something. It's a sad truth. It's a sad truth. And then she talking about the LGBT attack in Orlando, girl. Well, you know what? Shout out to the families that are still recovering, because mind blowing, just mind blowing. And what really stood out, if I'm honest, is Donald Trump. Oh God, you see with Mr. Donald Trump, let me tell you something with Mr. Donald Trump. I find it so weird, because the thing about it is, I'm not going to pretend like I was there for the bitch, like I was on his side and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I feel like with Miss Hillary, girl, like people said, would there have been a difference here choosing between the two devils, girl? We had to end up with one, we're going to end up with one regardless. So what was going to be the issue? What was going to be the issue? But I feel like with Mr. Donald Trump, the thing with him is, he hasn't been given his chance. Do you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, he yada 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 blah blah. But it's like I said with those bad girls club people, you know, the girls in bad girls club. Everybody's gonna say they're a bad bitch right off the bat. Everybody's gonna talk slick. Everybody's gonna do this, but not whatnot. It's when they're given their time. Do you feel what I'm saying? That's when you see the truth. So when it comes to Mr. Donald Trump, I don't know his life story like that, girl. I don't know, but I feel like there's no way you're gonna come out with a show like what's the dumbass show called that he's given, like The Apprentice type of show. I don't know what it's called when he's giving people, you know, their opportunities. There's no way you're gonna come out with a show like that and your intention wasn't to help people. Yeah, you're profiting, but you're helping people. Do you feel what I'm saying? So I do feel like he has it in him to help people. No, for all this rah 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 rah, I don't know if a revelation's gonna run up on him in the future and he's gonna be like, you know, I'm going too hard on my Mexicans, like I'm going too hard on my Muslims, like I'm going too hard on everyone, like let me fall back and, you know, reassess my thoughts and, you know, bring my shit together, girl. Because really and truly, I feel like if you reflect on a year like this, everybody's saying it's so bad because of etc etc. To me, you're going to focus on making a massive change that, you know, is going to impact people. To me, I feel like people like Obama, girl, was a strategist. I'm not going to pretend like me and Obama was and I was on his side, girl, because I'm not one of them bitches that's like, you know, oh, you're black, you got my vote. Bitch, you're empowered to help people. Like, are you going to help us? Okay, girl, let's run with the flow. But with him, I do feel like he was a strategist because I do think, you know, he held back on the LGBT rights. That's just my personal opinion, girl. It's like, okay, for the 4 years we're gonna serve these girls what we want to serve them, but then we still need to hold something back for the you know, the next 4 years I want to be in power. And so that's when he rolled up with his LGBT, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, I do feel like, you know, he helped. Like that's what it's all about, helping people. So he did what he was supposed to do. Now, girl, I will say with Mr. Donald Trump, he hasn't been given a chance. For me to say you're evil right out the back because of, you know, all these opinions surrounding you and all the bullshit that came out your mouth, girl, you're given a chance to make a difference. And like I said, it's going to be a new year, it's a new slate. Girl, run with it. Now, girl, you know, if it's another Bush in power, then he just turns out to be another Bush. I'm just saying, girl, suffering's going to come at us from anywhere. People saying, you know, this year is bad, girl. You might as well prepare yourself for next year because this is just the onset. This is just the onset. That's all I'm saying. If it's bad right now, it's just going to get worse. But girl, my main concern is that we're still lingering in this pussy, girl. This bitch we call 2016. Like, what are we searching for right now, girl, in the crevices? Like, what are we looking for? More dust? Like, she just needs to pass. She just seriously needs to pass. I don't understand. But I do feel like, you know, when it comes to all the issues spoken about already, I do feel like people mostly categorize something as a bad year when they haven't received whatever the fuck they want to receive or they haven't made the changes they want to make. So really and truly, make that your focus next year. Like, just make that your focus. Just getting yourself in a better position, because maybe then the year when it seems so bad, because girl, I'm sorry, people gonna die regardless. It's the sad truth. It's the sad truth, and people gonna get help and people gonna get restricted. Girl, at the end of the day, it's a new slate for all of us. So what are you gonna do to help? Isn't that really and truly the question? What are you going to do to help? Because come 2017, girl, we need to hear more than, oh, it's been a bad year because of terrorist attack and bad leaders and rare. Like, what have you done? I'm just over 2016. Like, it's time for her to go.